नमस्कार, आप देख रहे हैं द पब्लिकर। मैं सुभाष चौधरी हूं। देश में पेट्रोलियम पदार्थों की कीमतों में फिलहाल कमी आने के आसार नहीं हैं। हालांकि इसको लेकर पिछले दिनों अगर आप पिछले 2 सप्ताह की मीडिया रिपोर्ट्स देखेंगे तो कई जगह आपको इस प्रकार की खबरें देखने को और पढ़ने को भी मिली होंगी कि आने वाले समय में जल्दी ही पेट्रोलियम पदार्थों की कीमतें कम की जा सकती हैं और काफी कम की जा सकती हैं। इस प्रकार के दावे खबरों में किए जा रहे थे, लेकिन आज लोकसभा में प्रश्नकाल के दौरान केंद्रीय पेट्रोलियम मंत्री हरदीप सिंह पुरी के जवाब से तो ऐसा नहीं लगता। केंद्रीय मंत्री ने साफ शब्दों में यह कह दिया कि इसके लिए वर्तमान परिस्थिति अभी अनुकूल नहीं है और जियोपॉलिटिकल सिचुएशन की चर्चा करते हुए उन्होंने कहा कि इसमें बहुत सारे ऐसे फैक्टर काम करते हैं जिसको देखकर, जिसको ध्यान में रखकर ही पेट्रोलियम पदार्थों की कीमतों में वृद्धि या फिर कमी की जाती है। दरअसल इस मसले को आज कांग्रेस पार्टी के केरल से सांसद के मुरलीधरन ने प्रश्नकाल के दौरान उठाया। उन्होंने पेट्रोलियम मंत्री से सवाल पूछा कि जब 2014 में $106 प्रति बैरल क्रूड ऑयल की कीमत थी तो उस वक्त देश में 77.99 रुपए प्रति लीटर पेट्रोल की कीमत थी, लेकिन आज जब उससे कम है, क्रूड ऑयल की कीमत आज काफी कम है, फिर 100 रुपए से अधिक कीमत में पेट्रोल क्यों उपभोक्ताओं को मुहैया कराए जा रहे हैं और क्या सरकार इसमें कमी करना चाहती है, इस पर विचार कर रही है। इस पर जवाब देते हुए केंद्रीय पेट्रोलियम मंत्री हरदीप सिंह पुरी ने साफ साफ इनकार कर दिया और उन्होंने कई प्रकार के तर्क भी रखे। दूसरी तरफ उन्होंने ये भी कहा कि जो पेट्रोलियम पदार्थों की कीमतें हैं उसमें कमी इस दृष्टि से हो सकती है अगर राज्य सरकार इसमें सहयोग करे। उन्होंने कहा कि 2021 और 2022 के दौरान, खासकर नवंबर 2021-2022 के दौरान केंद्र सरकार ने एक्साइज ड्यूटी में कमी कर उपभोक्ताओं को राहत देने की कोशिश की है। इससे 27,000 करोड़ से अधिक का घाटा पेट्रोलियम कंपनियों को हुआ। साथ ही उन्होंने कहा कि केंद्र सरकार के आग्रह पर कई भाजपा शासित राज्यों और कुछ अन्य पार्टियों द्वारा शासित राज्य सरकारों ने भी वैट में कमी की और अपने उपभोक्ताओं को राहत दी पेट्रोल की कीमत कम कर। लेकिन उन्होंने इस बात के लिए आलोचना की कि कांग्रेस शासित राज्यों और उनके अलावा उनके सहयोगी दलों से शासित राज्यों की सरकारों ने वैट में कमी नहीं की। दूसरी तरफ उन्होंने ये भी कहा कि एक तरफ भाजपा शासित राज्यों में पेट्रोल पर केवल 17 रुपये प्रति लीटर वैट लगाए गए हैं, जबकि कांग्रेस शासित राज्यों में यह 32 रुपये प्रति लीटर वैट लगाए गए हैं। तो इस पर हंगामा होने लगा, विपक्ष केंद्रीय मंत्री की बातों का विरोध करने लगे और ये नोक-झोंक चलती रही। आइए आपको दिखाता हूं कि क्या कुछ हुआ लोकसभा में आज पेट्रोल की कीमतों को लेकर और क्या सवाल पूछा गया था और केंद्रीय पेट्रोलियम मंत्री हरदीप सिंह पुरी ने क्या कुछ रखा, कैसे उन्होंने आंकड़े रखकर विपक्ष को जवाब देने की कोशिश की।
क्वेश्चन नंबर 125 श्री के मुरलीधरन।
Question number 125, sir.
Sir, a statement is laid on the table of the House.
Sir, the petrol price in India was 7.41 per liter in May 2014. 71. When the international 71. When the international crude oil price was $106.86 per barrel, but today the petrol price is more than 100 per liter when the international crude oil price is $7.799 per barrel.
77.
So 77.99 per barrel. I would like to know why the petroleum products price in India is not maintained or reduced in corresponding with the international crude oil price.
I want to thank the honourable member for making it rather easy for me. I want to remind the honourable member that prices of petrol and diesel were deregulated in 2010 and 2014 respectively. We have on our own done a study of what happened in 2014, and we've done a study for 7 to 8 years, starting 2014. And I'd be happy to share those details with my friend. I don't know whether I have the study with me just now, but I can remember offhand. In the last 8 years, the increase has been the lowest since 1974. Because I know 1974 and 1973 because that's a time when I was a student in the university and I had the privilege of filling up on the bunk on a two-wheeler periodically. So today, typically what has happened is that international, because we are deregulated, the price of petrol at the bunk is determined by the cost of production as per the indices which are available, the cost of transportation, that is the freight, insurance charges, and the exchange rate, because you're paying in a dollar. Now, I don't know what today the dollar rate is X. In 1974, it was very different. Then you add to that the refiner's margin, dealer's margin, and then the central government excise and the state government's VAT. The central government, in order to maintain the price at the bunk at a reasonable level, reduced the excise duty on 2 occasions, in November 2021 and May of 2022. And I'm happy to inform you that some other states also reduced the VAT. Now we have a situation where some of the states, I'm not calling them BJP states because there are 1 or 2 others which have also reduced their VAT. Some of them are charging VAT at the rate of 17 rupees. Other non-BJP states are charging at 32 rupees. So there is a differential. When the honorable member was saying today the cost of petrol is 100 in some places. In some places, non-BJP states, in others it is 8-10 rupees cheaper. Today, the important issue is at a time when the global situation, I'm talking about the geopolitics, is facing many uncertainties. Let me give you the example of petrol prices. Petrol prices internationally went up by a large margin. They went up by percentages which are, sometimes 40% higher, 50%. In India, petrol price increased only 2% during that representative period between 21 and 22. Why? Because we reduced our excise. And we urged states also to reduce their VAT. Some did, some didn't. Now what has happened is that the ability to keep the price steady and allow the increase of petrol only at 2%, while internationally it went up by a very large percent, was because the OMCs, as good corporate citizens, took a loss. The OMCs, for instance, I have some figures here which are very telling. At a time when they made the profit before tax of rupees 28,360 crores in H1 of financial year 2021-22, this is a profit before tax of 28,360 crores. These 3 companies, IOCL, BPCL and HPCL, now in the H1 of the further year, they have booked a combined loss of 27,276 crore in H1. So it is a combination of the central government's reduction of excise at a time when we were going through a very difficult period and there were other expenditure liabilities, state governments reducing their VAT. So today petrol prices in India are perhaps the lowest. I normally like to choose my words carefully because when I look at honorable members, they will say, come up, no, here is so. I used to say the average price of crude of the Indian basket increased by 102%. It went up from $43.34 to $87.55 between November 2020 and November 22. The retail price at that time, when it was up by 102%, of petrol went up only by 18.95%. Now, how much of this is the exchange rate variation? That is one question. But I think a government which is committed to energy security and affordability. By affordability, I mean it's not a question of just making energy available at the bunk at reasonable prices, but also ensuring that in the process of doing that, you don't disrupt the system. You've seen, the honorable member would have seen, sir, what has happened in neighboring countries, where for the love of money, you could not get energy. In fact, we ourselves provided some assistance to them of, I think, up to $4 billion or no. We, therefore, have ensured that throughout this crisis period, there was never any shortage of petrol or diesel, and the prices did not go beyond what. Ideally, we would like to have the prices come even lower. But as I said, you have to navigate and through what is doable rather than. I have also here figures of how much the percentage increases were in other countries. In the US, 144%. Honorable Mr. Speaker, sir, I am very happy to share details, and I'm also your disciple. I follow your instructions. I don't respond to things which are said when people are sitting. But let me say, I think this is an occasion where the honorable members सब दिया हुआ है. तो अगर मुझे आपको लगता है मुझे मौका. Sir, I also want to share with you that today, if you look at the international prices and our prices, I was hoping the honorable members will contribute that in their states also, the few that are left, that they will bring the prices down there also through a reduction in VAT. But I don't see that happening. Mr. Speaker, sir, sir, the issue here is today when we are negotiating, we have reached to the point of the 5th largest economy. We will soon be the third largest. Energy is the driver of economic strength. And I would like to point out that the states of West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala and Jharkhand did not cut their taxes. So the states of West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala and Jharkhand did not cut their taxes. Sir, ये 5 states हैं जिन्होंने काम नहीं किया और उनके माननीय सदस्य जो इन स्टेट से आते हैं, वेस्ट बंगाल, तमिलनाडु, तेलंगाना, आंध्र प्रदेश, केरला, झारखंड, इन्होंने अपना वैट कम नहीं किया है. अरे मैं आपको रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, माननीय सदस्य अपनी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को कहें कि ये भी अपना वैट कम कर दें और फिर आपके स्टेट में ही वो दाम कम हो जाएगा और आपको यहाँ पे यू कैन देन जॉइन द मेन स्ट्रीम सेलिब्रेशन. वैट
प्रश्नकाल समाप्त.
इन स्टेट्स में
प्रश्नकाल समाप्त. मंत्री जी, प्रश्नकाल समाप्त.